The internet's failing me. Look at how old I'm getting. Fuck. Anyway, thank you, Greg. Today we have a 5% alcohol beer. It's part of the 7 Barrel series. This is Great Lakes Lager, or from Great Lakes Brewery. Great Lakes Brewery's premium lager, Great Lake Lager. I've been told this was the original recipe. Now, I do remember when I was talking to when I did my beerumentary at GLB. I do remember that they said that their original brewing was extract brews. So I'm really hoping this isn't the exact original recipe. But anyway, if you read the back of this, this retro label dates back to 1987, the year of our incorporation, and was reborn to honor our past. The elements provide a glimpse into the original founder's vision when building the fiercely independent craft brewery. Great Lakes Lager is a premium lager and a throwback to our roots. Ingredients: water, malted barley, hops, and yeast. Serving temperature 1 to 3 degrees. I can guarantee you it ain't 1 to 3 degrees. And serve it in a GLB Atlantic glass. Look at how old that label looks. Honey,
What?
look how old that label looks.
Yeah, I see it.
She doesn't care. She doesn't
No,
care.
I really don't.
She doesn't care, guys. She makes me cry. There's a little tear. There's a tear coming down my old face into my beard. It's mingling with my beard. I'm hurt. I'm hurt. In a way I haven't been hurt. Let's drink the beer. I love you.
Love you too.
Thank you again, Greg. Best part about this is Greg knows that I like anything. If I haven't had it, I'm excited for it, is the way it basically goes. And like I said, I really hope this isn't. I don't think. See, I think the 7 Barrel series represents how big. I think this is the Tank 10. And Tank 10 was probably about a 6 to 7 barrel vessel. So I'm thinking the 7 Barrel series is, 7 barrels at a time, which is like 14 kegs basically. Uh, but yeah, that's thinking this is, and I don't know if you'd be able to do that as an extract brew, but at the same time, a lot of the breweries that were brewing as extract brews back then are pretty big breweries. And when I did my beerumentary at Bayside, Bayside was an extract brewery, and it looked like they had about between 6 and 10 barrel systems. So maybe, but that is crystal clear. Like I can see myself over there. I don't know if you guys can see me, but I can see my phone over there. I can even see my hand pointing at my phone. Hell, I can see my wife over the. Oh God, you're beautiful. The beer don't make you look that great though. It's not a beer goggle. Hot. Hot. Back to you guys. Hi. You know what? It smells like a macro beer. It really does. It just smells like a beer. Kind of tinny both out of the glass and the can. Tinny, slightly sweet, but almost in that macro beer sweetness, that almost like urine sweetness. Here, 1 second. I'm gonna pass this over. Here, you give this a sniff.
Smells like beer.
It smells like a beer. Um, you disappoint me at times. Mm-hmm.
I'm good at that.
You are. Hey, honey, look over here.
No thanks.
Look over here.
No thank you.
Why not?
Because I have peripheral vision, I can see what you're doing, you fucking idiot.
What am I doing?
Standing with your ass showing, you fucktard.
So crystal clear smells like a macro beer, like legitimately smells like a Euro macro beer. It has that almost sulfuric scent to it too. Not saying it's bad. I'm just Stating what I'm smelling. Let's try it. Cheers.
You're saying it's bad.
And keep in mind, I don't drink my beers cold. Never have, really, unless I had to. Um, it tastes like a macro beer. It tastes like a macro beer.
Macro beer.
It tastes like a macro beer with like a little more cereal graininess to it. It's sweet. It's kind of dry. It's cereal grainy. It's slightly bitter on the back end, but that's coming from the graininess. Um, I think if this was cold, it would go down real smooth. I think my personal taste in beer and my personal desire to not drink beer cold so you can basically see if there's any faults or anything like that, has hindered this beer a little bit. I don't think it's a Mike Lackey or anybody else's brewing fault. I think it's just that they were following the original recipe fairly well, and this is like a bougie beer, as we were calling a lot of the craft lagers when we were doing this in the big groups back down south in St. Catharines and Niagara Falls. In that this would be one of those beers that was being sold to you in the 2000s as a craft lager, and it basically didn't taste any different than a macro lager. Now that being said, this coming out in 1987, I don't know how that would have stood up to Canadian and stuff like that at that point. I was only 5 at the point. My first beer was when I was 8. So in 1987, I didn't know what beer tasted like, and my first beer was Old Vienna when I was 8 in 1990. So, and I remember having flavors somewhat similar to this. Um, that being said, whether or not that's really what it was, I don't know. I was 8, and that was 30 years ago. Um, where I'm sitting with this though is that when this came out, I I I don't know what I would have done at that time if I was of drinking age. I mean, I understand the idea of buying local, buying Canadian, um, supporting small businesses. But if you were to offer me a 2-4 of Canadian at the price of a 2-4 of Canadian at the time, and a 2-4 of this, which I know was more expensive than Canadian, I don't know how much more it was, especially since it was an extract brew. I don't know which way I would have went. Um, you're long-winded. That's why I can do the things to you that I do. So I'm long-winded.
What annoy me?
That too, among others. Um, so as it stands today, there are a lot worse beers out there than this. Again, I think if this was cold, it would just fly down my throat and it would be basically tasteless. I think this is kind of like the PBR of craft lagers, as in it's really inoffensive. It's easy drinking, a little bit of cereal graininess, like I said, a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of bitterness, all mixed together. All in all, not a bad beer. Um, Great beer, not at all. I've done 3 beers tonight. This is number 3. The other 2 were both 8.5s. This won't be an 8.5. Could I drink this? If this was like a 2-4 for 2-4, I could drink it. Now it is without complaint really, it is a 473 milliliter can. So if this was like a 2-4 for $50, like 225 a can, I would jump on that. if this is a 2-4 for like $72, being like $3 a can, fuck your hat, boys. But I mean, there is a place for this. It's just oh, somebody's commenting. 1 second, what's going on here? Hi, good day. What's going on? Yeah, well, I'm glad. I'm glad. Used to be able to find almost every beer reviewed by me, but now that I'm in the Arctic, it's whatever I can muster. So all that being said, with this, bye, honey. Look, you can still see where the fucking mask was. The mask went into my beard. With all that being said, for this beer, I don't want to give it a 5 because to me it's a meh beer right in the middle. Mattering the price point, I could buy it again or I could not buy it again. It drinks fine. Again, I think if my personal taste was to drink my beer cold, this would be a lot better of a beer. No, well, not better of a beer. I just wouldn't have any complaints about the beer. It would just slide down my throat and be like I said, the PBR of craft lagers. Not a bad beer, not a great beer. Really, it comes down to what the price point was. I didn't. Greg just told me what I owed him for the packages. He didn't break down each thing, and I'm okay with that. I don't really want the breakdown of each thing because at the same time, that kind of makes me a little biased to things because I know what it cost me. It's a good beer. I'm going to give it a 6.75 out of 10, which means it's 0.25 under my buy it again price point, with the caveat that mattering the price point, I may have bought it again. I did see a big message there, so we will read it before we go offline, and I'll respond to it, and then I'll go watch a show with the wife. So let's see what this was here. No one in Ontario offers the breadth of reviews that you do. You know the Ontario beer scene better than anyone. Well, I do appreciate that, but yeah, now I'm in Nunavik, so I know the Nunavik beer scene really well.
Bud and Molson?
Bud and Molson Dry. Okay. And at $64 a 12 pack and $74 a 12 pack. You can get Rickard's Red at $84 12 pack. And you can get Alexander Keith's if they have it at $94 a 12 pack.
Oh yeah, because that was the one they ran out of.
That was the one they ran out of, and you had to go back and switch it to something else. Yeah, I know the Nunavik beer scene. There's the beer. You can buy a 12 pack a day from Monday to Friday and up until 4 p.m.
Order once a week. You can't pick it up until 4 p.m. You can buy it all day long. You just can't get it until 4 p.m.
And yeah, you can order a 2-4 from Marché Turenne or Marche. There's a couple Marchés in the south that you can order from.
I think Marché Turenne though is the only one that they do the beer.
And you can order from the Saks too, but what beer are you going to order from the Saks? Eclipse 50/50 at $35 a bottle? Ain't happening. But yeah, so the Ontario beer scene right now is just what's sent to me. Hoping that this COVID thing ends and we can have a festival again next year. What you doing with that there bag?
One of the nose pieces from one of the masks came out. Iron them all.
Anyway, YouTube, thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you for commenting. I do try to talk to any comment that's posted. I will see if maybe Tuesday night I'll try and do a BDU because Tuesday night I don't work Wednesday. Now
you're off Sunday Mondays again, aren't you?
No, I'm Sunday Wednesday this week.
Oh, right, until Man is
until Man is working, and then I go back to Sunday Mondays. But yeah, so I'm off every evening but Thursday this week, but I start work at either 8 or 9 a.m. and if I get drinking, I'm Irish. I don't stop drinking. So it causes that little dilemma. Hell, I have so much beer in this house that I don't touch. But once I touch it, I don't want to stop touching it. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go watch a show with the wife. Thank you very much. Au revoir. A bientôt. See you soon. Bye-bye. Mwah.